Yo, hip hop and R&B's right here on 103.5 The Beat with Papa Keith. And we got a special guest in the building. I'm excited about this one, man. This brother came out with a song that just took the whole Caribbean by storm. I mean, everybody thought they had the big song for Carnival. And here he comes. Excuse me, trying to get to the front. And that sure he did, man. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm welcoming my brother, Classic Frescobar.
Thank you. I go by the name Classic Frescobar, the gal I'm star. Big up 103.5. Big up my dog Papa Keith. We outside fully.
Yes.
I just want to say one more thing about what you said. You said I took the Caribbean by storm. Now I take the world, bro.
Nah,
Make
go
sure.
for it. I love that energy, man.
Make
you
sure
know,
that
I'm just talking from my personal experience.
Of course.
You know, what I witnessed, what
You
I
get
can
me.
speak to is that, you know, I saw everybody put out their songs and everybody was feeling good and like, yeah, I got it. And then, boy, you just came and just said, thank you.
Yeah, man. Number one on the charts 15 weeks straight, maybe 16.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing, man. Let's take it back. Tell people where you're from originally.
Originally from Jamaica, and then I came to the U.S. in 2001. So I came at the worst time, 9/11.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I literally came to like a couple weeks before 9/11.
Got you. And how did the music find you?
I grew up in a musical household. So my mom and dad are Jamaican. My grandparents mix up from other places, you know, like the people them look into that themselves.
Right.
But we lived in Jamaica, and I lived in a musical household. My tradition was we had to learn how to play piano because we were supposed to play organ in church.
Right.
So I always had a musicality. The only thing that was banned in my household because of my grandparents was reggae and dancehall.
Wow.
So I grew up in Jamaica listening to everything else
Except.
including hip hop and R&B because they didn't understand what it said.
Right. So
Yeah.
you get where.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So I find that so interesting because I think this is like the first time we're seeing like a slew of like artists that people are now getting familiar with. I hate to say new artists because
No, I understand
to
that.
yourself, you're not a new artist,
I get
right?
it, yeah.
But to the masses, you're a new artist.
Yeah, I understand that concept, yes.
Right. So it's interesting what I want to say because even with your story and you telling it now, and then if I think about Haitian,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Him being Jamaican
And Asian.
and
We're Asian
Haitian,
parents, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And him taking his Haitian roots and cultures and putting it in the forefront of Jamaican music.
Yes, even his name, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And then now thinking of your story, which I didn't know,
Yeah.
right? Thinking of your story as both Jamaican parents, but you having this success in
soca,
music,
Yes.
right? Or what we would call soca.
Yes.
So it's just to show how like the playing field has leveled.
Yeah, I mean, you know, within the actual industry itself, there's definitely obstacles, but I can say the internet makes everything level because it's direct to consumer. I don't have
Right.
to go through the powers that may block me along the way.
So did you have that issue?
Absolutely.
Talk about it, please.
You know, there's a thing in the industry called the SOCA mafia, and SOCA mafia is a blanket term for cliques and crews that have powers in certain places and spaces within the industry, and that might be the one crew that have the radio unlocked, the one crew that have all the parties unlocked, the one crew that have all the mixes unlocked. And you know, if you were in a bad position with them, they're not gonna let you get through. It's just how it
Right.
is.
It's so crazy because I never thought I would get to a point where I'm listening to soca and there's cryptic diss messages in the soca. And you know, and I'm gonna bring it up because I don't, you know, my mouth has no cover.
Yeah.
But listening to like I'm in a good spirit.
Yes.
People
Yes.
don't know that they firing shots at voice.
I don't know if that's at voice, but I've been informed that is a diss track. I don't know who it is.
Well,
to.
if you do the math,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's voice.
Okay.
Because they were all a group together.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, but I would have never thought, you know, it would get to that, you know?
Yeah.
So, but it's to your point that people are so frustrated,
Mhm.
and I'm not taking a side, you know, either way.
Yeah.
I'm just bringing it to the forefront.
Overstand,
But
yeah.
it's to the point where people are just so frustrated that this is what we get.
Yeah, I mean, good music comes from frustration, pain, and rebellion. And even though the acoustics of it may be in positivity, it comes from some type of pain. Even my biggest record before Dancer, my love up too much. That wasn't a nice story that
Right,
came from.
right,
The
right.
story that came from is I had a girlfriend, and it's my girlfriend. I was living in her house, and every time before she want to go work, me want to do a little thing.
Right.
And she would say, "Nah, you want to do that too much," just to find out she did I have somebody on the side. That's why she never
Wow.
want. But that phrase stuck in my head, and I felt like it would have been a good hook, so I placed it there. But
And look at that.
it wasn't a good story though.
I know, but look at that,
Yeah, man,
right?
yeah, man, yeah, man,
She's
yeah, man.
probably regretting that.
Oh yeah, and I seen her the other day. You get me? She sent me a text and was just like, she was with somebody else, and she sent me a text. It's like, oh, you'll always be my heart, or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that. I just looked at, I left that on scene, like, yeah. And what make it worse is that I know she saw me look at the phone, so I know she saw
So
like,
you, yeah.
like damn, she knows I ain't changed my number. She's like, oh, he looked at it and put it in his pocket, like,
Oh my gosh, I
yeah,
love it.
yeah.
I want to touch on something else because since we're kind of on the same topic, I
Mm-hmm.
made a statement that was kind of taken out of context, but I'm sure you saw it.
Yeah, you get beat for that.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I knew it.
Yes.
Because honestly, he asked me if I wanted him to take it down like the day after, and I said no.
And I
leave
respect that, yeah.
I said, leave it. You know what? Because it needs to be a conversation. So although I know what I said, because
Yes.
we were talking about the comparison of dancehall to soca.
Yes, okay.
So that's why I said if you come out with 10 songs in a week or whatever, because that's what
understand.
dancehall does,
Uh-huh.
or in a month or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying, well, will soca artists be able to ever, get the same money that Vibes Cartel?
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when I said, well, how can you expect full-time pay if
Mm-hmm.
you putting in part-time energy?
Mm-hmm.
Just saying, like, what's stopping a soca artist from coming out with a song every month?
All right, so boom. I understand that conceptually, and I know and I understand the phrasing of it was skewed because you phrased it like seasonal, whatever.
Right.
So for the powers that be, and just for the sake of the people that are
Right.
listening right now, soca's season is kind of tricky because there are over like 30 carnivals in a year on different months. So technically, soca season never really stops because there's a carnival every. But as in terms of what you said, what's stopping a soca artist from dropping a record every month? I drop a record every month.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But I feel like because I come from a non-traditional outlook, I come from a digital outlook. So it's like, all right, I'll take 1 month or 2 months out of the year and record 14 songs, and then I'll schedule them to drop every month. People say it's oversaturation, and I understand that concept before the internet. When the radio has a limited space because there's only 24 hours in a day, while the internet is infinite space. So I don't believe in oversaturation, and also the way I understand these algorithms like Instagram and TikTok, you cannot place something in front of somebody that doesn't want to see it without paying for ad space. So a lot of people feel like they are going to put out a product that's going to flop or it's not going to do well. No one that doesn't want to see your stuff is going to see it. We don't really have a social media platform anymore. It's like a consumer media now.
Right.
So with me, like even this morning, I believe I put out 3 TikToks, 4 reels, and people would be like, yo, you put out so much reels. You wouldn't know.
Right.
Because this reel, the algorithm is
One
gonna
may hit, and the 3 others may not.
No, it's
Right?
not even that one may hit or not. It's that this one is gonna go to this audience because the algorithm picked it up this way. This is gonna go to a completely different set of people, and this is gonna go to a completely different set of people. So these 4 audiences won't even know that I put out 4 TikToks. They only know that I put out one for the day.
Got you. Unless they're a super fan, which they're,
Yeah, unless they're a super fan and they just
And they're
go to
gonna
my
go
page,
look for it,
and that's also a good thing because they are my consumer. You see me?
Right,
So
right.
I don't lose. And
So you are an example of the point I was making.
Yeah,
And I said it to Sizway, who's a fellow artist.
yeah.
I said, Sizway, how many songs did you put out for the season?
But-
2.
But even
Then
outside of that,
okay.
but even outside of the pay thing, I want to also put out there because the general public may not also know is that the economics of soca is skewed. Also,
Of course.
I get the pay and I do what I do because I'm willing to say no. I cannot go to T-Mobile or go to the mortgage or go to the finance department and say, here, I have some exposure for you. Can I cash this exposure? You know what I'm saying? You know, I tell people, you know, if I want exposure, I'd buy a panty. You know? And, you know, if I wanted to, and you know, I was like, well, what about the support? Well, you know, if I need a support, I buy a bra. And I don't need a matching set right now. You see me? So my whole thing is that I have bills to pay. I have American bills.
Right.
And certain people be like, yo, listen, come to my space and da-da-da-da and for free and things. It's not going to happen. It's not. It's never going to happen. I don't care who. And if you feel like a fair exchange is for support and exposure, that means I have to work harder. That means I'm going to work hard enough for you to be like, you know what? Let me pay you.
Right.
And that hurts because there were people bigger than me that were charging so low. And then it puts you in a space, because that's a part of the, how can you expect, that's a part of the pay grade.
Right.
So when
how can you expect full-time pay with part-time, that kind of energy?
Because it's like, okay, insert big artist charges X amount of money, and I want to charge X amount of money. They're gonna say, well, why would we pay you this when big man charging this? And I'm gonna, all right, and my response to that is, all right, so go book big man.
Yeah. Don't
Go
worry
book
about
big.
me.
You know, don't worry about me. You're gonna reach me when you reach me, and that hurts the soca economy a lot. I feel like there are larger entities and larger artists that do not stand on their prices, and you need to do that the same way. You know, studio time not free, music video is not free. And then I feel like people, because I used to work at a record label. You see me? When I was, I'm 36 right now. I used to work at a record label when I was 19, 20, 21. And I feel like people don't even account for these things, and I had to account for these things because it was my job. Nothing is free. The toll that you took to go to the space cost money. The gas you put in the car took some money. The clothes you put on your back took some money. You see me? The parking that you paid for took some money. I feel like, and when you put in all of these things into consideration, you have to recoup on these things.
Yep.
So when I go places or I record music or I market music, I have to function in the space of recoupments. And I feel like a lot of soca artists don't think like that. So when they charge this low price, I don't think they even put into consideration that don't even cover your gas, bro.
Right.
Let alone the clothes that you put on to be on camera. Let alone, you know, the extra people that you brought, you know? So that is a pay issue within the soca space. More than anything, the big people need to stand on their price. Even the medium people need to stand on their price.
That's what's up, man. Classic Fresco Bar in the building. With your boy Papa Key dropping some gems right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dropping some gems.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Dancer. You've had previous success, previous big songs, you know, that's
Yes.
gone throughout the Caribbean, but
Yes.
Dancer took a life of its own.
Absolutely, yes.
Can you talk about that process and that experience of having that song for you now?
All right, so the first couple of records, like Too Much, Boom, Looking Good, they stayed within the Caribbean space in respective islands. They never went international, right? One thing I could say about Dancer is that I consciously made the songs that were on the EP to be bigger than that space. Because for me to become who I want to become in this life, it has to be a worldwide thing. And I feel like a lot of people feel like the sound is only confined to the island, and the island, you know, might only have a population of anywhere between 200,000 and maybe 2 million people.
Right.
So now how Dancer took off, I deliberately put out Dancer outside of the soca season. So there's a gap. There's a pocket where all artists put out their music.
Yup.
And I felt like I cannot break records when everybody's putting their record out at the exact same time. So I literally put out my music in the pocket where I knew no one was putting out music. And then it did not pick up in Trinidad, even it picked up in Martinique, Guadeloupe, and
Small islands.
Dominica, in the French Caribbean.
Because it has that kind of French, it has like a little bit of that.
The rhythm is made by a Lucian brethren, DJ Cali. So
Oh, okay.
it is a Lucian beat.
Yeah. So it's that French.
Yes.
Yep. Mhm.
And from there, I have when I put out my music, I write out a 12-month plan, and I break it up into quarters. So that first quarter, I just see where it picked up, and I pushed it in that direction. Also in that time span was Guyana's musical market, so they hooked onto it.
Mhm.
Then it went up. I knew that from that point I had to go to Jamaica. You see me? Because Jamaica's music industry operates different. It's
Yep.
more effective when you're there. Some places, it doesn't matter if you're there or not, they don't care. Once I went to Jamaica and I was seen, then it went into another stratosphere. Then from Jamaica, after April, from Jamaica, it bust in East Africa.
Mm.
It bust from East Africa, then West, and then from there, by summertime, Canada, UK, France. So, I performed in France in front of like 15,000 people.
Mm.
We're looking at the dates in a lot of African countries right now, and that was always my intention. Was this isn't going to be marketed as just an island song. This is just marketed as a good song that can be consumed in all spaces. And I wanted to make sure that everything was financed and pushed by myself. And then whomever wants to come in and be involved, the work is already there. So you have to match the output, the finances, the budget. And we've been in negotiation with several people, and everything gonna come together in the next 60 days.
That's what's up, man.
We got a little bit of slowdown because this month is a lot of Jewish holidays.
Yeah.
And I learned within this industry, the powers that be are very, very Jewish. So L'chaim and Mazel Tov to all the homies out there that's made a lot of these legalities happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to take this time, man, and to commend you, brother.
Thank you.
Because a lot of the stuff that you mentioned today is the way I felt.
Yes.
And maybe I didn't eloquate it.
Yeah, I understand, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
And to hear you really talk about it with such passion and intelligence.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wish you would literally write a book. I mean, Trinities won't read it, but I wish, you can create those guidelines, for people who really want to break into the soca industry, because to me, you have the blueprint.
I feel like what you said was needed, no matter how you phrased it, to bring the attention to the issue. And without the attention to the issue, for better or worse, things cannot be adjusted. Now, whomever chooses to adjust it, that's on them. But at least you created a spotlight where people can pay attention to an issue or how an outsider may perceive an issue. And I'm thankful that you said what you said, how you said it.
I appreciate you, King. I appreciate you. What's next for my boy, man? I know you got, you done gave me a little bit of your blueprint. I love it, man. But now that I'm really tapped in with you, I'm like truly excited for your future.
Thank you.
And what you got next. And I want to support it, man. Because I want to make an example out of artists like you, who are doing it for what I believe are the right reasons, who are taking the long road, doing things the right way.
Thank you.
Who are putting in their sweat equity and all these different things.
Thank you.
You want to see people like that succeed.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So let me know what's next and how I could support that.
The next EP, Saga Song EP 2, coming out in January. And we're gonna go from there. That's Saga Song EP 1. Those who haven't heard it, that's the EP that Dancer's on. Make sure you download that, stream that, share that.
We prefer that you buy it to support the artist. Streaming is cool, but when you buy it, it really shows love and support to the artist.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just thankful for however things are consumed, but most importantly, the share is more than the buy. So, I'd rather 20 people share the EP than one person buy it. And because things really move by word of mouth. But Saga Song EP 2 coming out in January. I'm dropping it on my birthday, so let that be a birthday gift.
When's your birthday?
January 25th.
Ah, Aquarius. No
yes,
wonder.
Sir.
No wonder. No wonder.
Yeah.
No wonder. It all makes sense. And I'm not even an astrology guy, but I just find that, like-minded, and
Yeah.
kind of people do tend to be born around the same time.
Yeah.
man.
I've noticed that in my lifetime too. It's kind of creepy sometimes.
Yeah, it is. It is. That's dope. Well, listen, I'm going to support you. Your manager, your brother is already tapped in with me.
Yes,
so anything that you guys need from me, I'm going to make sure it happens.
I appreciate that.
Glad to have you here. The
For
story
sure.
is amazing.
Thank you. I
It
appreciate
really
it.
is. It's probably one of the best stories that I've heard in a long time.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Please let people know how they can follow you, connect with you, and give them one more time how they can get your latest EP.
All right, it's Classic Fresco Bar. Google Classic Fresco Bar. That's KLASSIK FRESCOBAR. And it's Classic Fresco on all platforms. That's YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. ClassicFresco.com. You can get the merch. You can get the bandanas. You can get the T-shirts. And yeah, that's it, man. Just make sure you download and stream. When they tell you you's a big dancer. Come show them you's a big dancer. We here, man. Big up PK. Big up the whole family. Big up the Miami family. Big up the crib. Whoopsie.
That's the one.